Hey, what's going on? If you've got questions about getting off of social media, maybe I'm your guy. Let's talk. Let's talk it out. Let's talk it out. Look at this. I got this mic here, like I'm a streamer, like I'm a streamer person. Hands free now. Hands free. Hello, Chloe Bloom. What's going on? What's happening? Um, Mic with delay. I think this G board is here. G board, I remember you. What's going on? What's happening? What's going on and what's happening? Check one, check two. I hope this mic's working. I never really know. There's no online indicator here that anything freaking works. I see video, but I don't see any mic input. So hopefully this works. Hopefully this works. What's going on? What's happening? What 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 social media profiles are we deleting? Which ones are we burning to the ground? JP, that's not you. You're not deleting any social media apps. That's okay. That's all right. This is a social media escape clubs for everybody. Chloe Bloom, yeah, I popped up on your notifications. Cool. That's sometimes how it works. Compelled, because I'm very pro escaping social media. Well, good, you're in the right place. Sure, JP. Yeah, let's escape social media together. The thing I feel about escaping social media is it's less on our willpower. It's less on our white knuckling, like, I'm going to just delete it and get off my phone. It's less about that and more about the people and the community and the support that you have around you to make that happen. You got some good people around you that are also trying to do that as well. Makes it a little easier. So, what's going on, Glenn? What's going on, Renato? I hope I'm saying your names correctly. I apologize if I am not. This is hard work streaming on Substack Live. We're just talking about escaping social media here. That's what we're doing on this fine Tuesday afternoon, 4:51 p.m. here on the East Coast. Freaking 77 degrees. Too damn hot. Too damn hot. I don't care for this one bit. Um, what's going on? Where are we at? I saw someone today on the old Substack notes. Let me bring it up. Let me bring that up. Maybe I'll put that in the chat. I was engaging on the old Substack notes with somebody about Donata Dahlman, perhaps. They wrote this post here. I'm gonna pop it in the chat. Renato, thank you. Thank you for enjoying my work here on Substack. Even though we're kind of social media here at Substack, I signed up in 2021 before it was social media. So here we are. Here we are. Anyway, I just put that link in the chat. Is social media a necessary evil? It was a good little post from Donetta Dahlman, and makes some great points. You know, because the idea is, on one hand, as the article says, it's where my friends are. I have community I'm part of through different groups. I keep up with extended family members easier. Groups are a great tool for my personal business. And I always say to that, like, it's great until it goes away. It's great until you get it locked out of your account, you know? And so I feel like today, now, while you still have access to Facebook or social media, now is the time to figure out your escape plan, because someday you'll get locked out. Someday your best friend will get locked out. Someday your parents will get locked out. Then what? Then how do you keep? It's great to keep up with friends and family until friends and family get kicked off the account. Oh, cool. Tabby's here. Chloe, I've been off of pretty much all socials for nearly 2 years, but I felt myself going to Instagram on the browser lately in search of connecting to specific communities. I truly wish to divest fully. Chloe, yeah, I hear that. Just speaking of drag artists in my case, yeah, because again, It's great for these communities to do that in that space, to make that happen until they can't, until Meta kicks them off, until they get locked out of their account, and like I said, like, it now is the time to figure out how do we build those communities elsewhere, not on those platforms. I know it's hard. It's hard work, especially if you're just trying to find out where it is and who it is. Like, I know it's hard to keep up. It's a bummer. A lot of the times, I mean, there's got to be some people write newsletters about that, right? There's got to be some people. There's got to be some discords or something out there on that stuff. Lyra, yes, it's a little Vans hat I got. Little Vans hat. Love me some Vans hats. Maybe am I know? I think I could be known as the hat guy. I'm always wearing a particular hat, you know. Renato, I run the largest photo newsletter here in Brazil on Substack. It's called Obscura, and I'm preparing to work on Substack only. Renato, I love that it's on Substack. That's great. I'm just saying, Substack's a platform as well that you can get locked out of. That you could that your account could be suspended. Substack could go down. You know what I mean? And so I'm trying to not heap on you the work of like setting up a separate website, but I kind of am. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Joe Huber is here. Heather Dawn is here. Welcome, welcome. Break up with social media. Maybe someone's breaking up with social media today. Who knows? Chloe, people. Well, you do say also nobody has websites anymore. Local events or businesses all share their information through Instagram or Facebook instead of their own website, which makes divesting difficult. Yes. And it's these companies that are and organizations that when they get locked out and then kicked off the platforms, they're the ones that are going to be suffering. We need to part of this mission, this work is helping people understand that we are building our organizations, we're building our communities on rented land that we have no control over, and we are at the whims and the mercy of big tech bro companies that think nothing of kicking us off for any reason whatsoever. But Chloe, no, websites are not expensive to maintain. They 10, 12, maybe $15 a month, but like that's Netflix is 20. I don't even know. I don't watch much streaming stuff. Disney Plus is like 15. Spotify is now $13.99. Like that you could host a website for that much. Renato, I hear you. You're at a stage. Yes, I started on Substack in 2021. It wasn't until 2025 that I actually set up socialmediascape.club. I totally hear you. Totally hear you. We get there our due time. I get it. I get it. And Renato, really the big thing is you're building an email list on Substack. So if all this comes crashing down, you could still email your audience. So no matter what happens. Joe Huber, yes, big tip. Hold on to your websites as the web changes. Heather Dawn, done with IG, yes. Oh, Heather, I once lost a huge account on IG, so I'm all about my own email list and websites I control. Yes. Yes, I love that. I mean, I hate that you lost control of that IG account. Whether it's people losing control of big IG accounts or you lose your Facebook account, you can't talk to your parents anymore because that's the only way that they communicate on social media. You know what I mean? Like, we got to figure that out off of these places. 70% of photographers here in Brazil does not have a website. Of course they don't. Everything it's just easier to put everything on Instagram. And then someday Instagram is like, "I don't like your account and you're banned now." And no one can find it. That's how this is gonna go down. These companies do not care about us. They're not intentional about it, but, like, accounts are gonna get swept up. Chloe, I hear you. Frugal, everything is expensive to me. Amen. Yes. I was just looking at a 5K to enter here where I live, a 5K run. It was like $50. 50. Uh, Come on. Like a 5K should be like 30 bucks. But the price of everything is going up and it ain't any better than it was 4 years ago. So why am I spending $50 on a 5K? I'm not. Jeffrey is here. Jeffrey is here. Oh, Lyra, look, I got something about building websites here. I got something about building websites here. I I'm doing a quick and easy DIY. We're going to build a small little website with a notepad on our desktop and we're going to upload it to a server online for free. They do exist with limitations, but they do exist. We're going to learn how to do that. So that's taking place. That's a Zoom call Wednesday, March 25th. I'm doing actually like a cohort in Discourse, not Discord. Discourse that starts on the 11th tomorrow. Oh my goodness. We're going to learn how to make websites, a basic, a simple like link tree clone. We're going to do that in real time on a Zoom call. You can do it. We can all do it. Um, No one's turned away. If you really want to be there, just get in touch. I will make sure you can be on the call or in the cohort. I don't want to turn anyone away, but if you could pay for it, that would be nice too. Because I just went and dropped off my paperwork to get my taxes done, so I'm gonna owe some money. As I'm self-employed, I will always owe money. Jeffrey, have we talked much about website hosting companies that use and trust? No, we have not. Um, I do know DreamHost came up recently. Our pal photographer Noah Kalina uses DreamHost. I use a host through my buddy Tom, who runs iHeart Blank in New Jersey. He's my web guy. He's a reseller of hosting. I trust him. Um, Jeffrey, yes, HTML, head title, my cool website /title. Heck yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Heather Dawn, I know nothing about Hostinger. For some of my sites, and two others are on Showit. Never heard of Showit either, but I keep hearing about Hostinger. Never heard of it. I'm trying really to get to. I'm looking into. Hold on, let me find it. Let me find it. Boop boop boop. Of course, I can't find it now, but that's okay. Look, I'm talking about using this very basic beep boop. Where is it? Beep boop. 1 second, please. Copy invite link. We look if someone could if somehow I can make a buck off of a little thing, without anybody paying extra, like that'd be great. But have been playing around with this one. It's Tiny Host. Again, just to make super simple, super basic, and I will show you a super basic website that I made. This I made my own little, like, Linktree clone and hosted it on TinyHost. Now, it's not as full-featured as Squarespace, but if you don't need Squarespace, maybe we don't need Squarespace, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think of ways and how we could set stuff up without it seems like it's either the choices are Squarespace or it's WordPress, and it's like, wow, but there's so much more that we can do and how we could do stuff, and so, like, look, I'm not saying that making a simple HTML file on our desktops, and uploading it, I'm not saying that's the answer, but I think that's let's get closer, you know what I mean? Because there's a whole bunch of stuff that we can make. There's a whole bunch of resources out there. Look, there's templates out there, free and easy to use templates of HTML stuff. We could get in vibe coding too if we want to go that way. But like, yo, that we can make stuff and we don't need to pay Squarespace $20 a month for it. It's something like TinyHost. I just started playing around with them. Like they got some wild pricing. Um, but you can also like dumb some of that stuff down and just host it. And two, like you host it, you can move it to other places. Those are your files. Yeah, Jeffrey, that card, CARRDO D dot. Don't listen to me spell things. Card card.co is really good for a one-page site. I use Card for a one-page site. Here is a one-page site I made with Card. Skulltoaster.com. It's kind of a rest in peace memorial to a project I used to do. I used to post heavy metal trivia on Twitter years ago. That's what that is. I made that with Card. And Joe, yeah, I think you can make there's ways to make simple portfolio sites with some simple copy and paste HTML stuff. Look, I know we all have opinions on the AI front, but like our pal Noah Kalina made this site, like vibe coded it, um, and just hosted it on a regular website, you know? Um, Jeffrey, yes. Yeah, anyone share links in the chat. Like, of course. Of course. We're a good bunch of people here, right? No one's gonna be spammy. But thank you for asking. I appreciate it. I again like a portfolio site that like Noah Kalina set up here. Again, he vibe coded it. And by vibe code, like, look, there's you don't even have to do that. There are resources out there of like HTML simple frameworks. I think they're called frameworks of HTML. It sounds complicated, but once you get some of it down, it's not so complicated. And then you have a portfolio site like this, and then you don't have to pay Squarespace $20 a month or whatever for it. Noah Kalina hosts this on his own. He pays for a server and he has control of it. There it is. And if anything happens to this, he can set it up at another web server. You know what I mean? Like they're files. You just move them around. Again, it's not like, oh, snip, snap, snip, snap. But we need to take back our autonomy in this. We need to take back our sovereignty, owning our code, owning our website. So when Squarespace is dumb, we could just like move over here. Like all these web host places that keep jacking up the rates say, screw it, I'm going over here. You know, there you go, Jeffrey. It's not easy to like click on any of these links. At least for me, I'm on the desktop, so I can't click on any links. Um, but yeah, websites, everybody. Websites are cool. Websites are cool. And again, I'll pop that link in for the event. Let's build and host a web page in 90 minutes. That's that starts March 25th. That's a Zoom call. But if you're not into Zoom calls, the cohort starts tomorrow in Discourse. No one's turned away. If you can't afford it, get in touch with me. I'm easy to reach here on Substack. Just send me a DM. We'll work it out. I don't want to turn anyone away. But if you can pay, that's cool too. I would appreciate that. I got rent to pay, Just I mean we all do. I get it. But if I can help you build a website that can help you not pay Squarespace $20 a month, maybe it's worth the $40. You know what I mean? Jeffrey, yes, I had a friend when back in my music playing days. I had a friend that was really good at Flash, and I remember he got a job at Crayola, the company, the Crayola company, the crayon people. I remember he got a job making like games in Flash for that company. That was like the coolest thing back then. It was like, oh my god, Darren's like making Flash games for Crayola. That was a wild time. It was a wild time. So and the thing with like getting back and making our own websites and stuff like that, which is we can do it. Again, it's just like being around and hanging around the people that are trying to do it as well. You know what I mean? Um, that's the biggest part, because when we try to do all this stuff by ourselves, I get it. And it's almost like social media, like when we're trying to get the word out on social media and it's just us sitting here trying to do it and no one hits like on anything, and like we get sad about that. It's easy to do because it's just us. But when we hang out together with other people talking about this, having the same challenges, it makes it a lot easier. So I I I believe everyone here can like build a website. I believe it. Is it gonna be the next Twitter? Probably not. Thankfully, it won't be the next Twitter. Is another gonna be this other big site? Probably not. But like everyone can make like a web page. Everyone can put text into a HTML document and upload it to a server. Trust me, we can do this. We could do this. And that's not the answer to all our problems. That's not how we replace Squarespace tomorrow, but it gets us closer. Gets us a little closer. Once we start to do that, we got to walk before we can run, you know? So, yeah. Jeffrey at Universal Studios. Oh my goodness. That's rad. Cool. I have one of our members on our Zoom calls, our Skate Pod Zoom calls. I want to say, I think he worked at Disney, and he was like in the art design something or other space, not Flash stuff. Yeah, I don't think he was a programmer, but he was doing stuff. Told me some wild tales. Joe Huber, yes, it's a start. Yes. None of us got on social media back in the day and we're good at it. You know what I mean? Like it took us all a minute. And like getting back to making a website, getting back to sending newsletters. Like some of us used to do that back in the day and then we got away from it because some of us were really good at blogging, but then we got over to Twitter and we were like, we don't need to blog anymore, So like we got to get back to some of this stuff. So um that's all. That's all. We just got to start. And again, doing it with other people is more fun. So, and that's why I set up that, let's build and host a web page in 90 minutes. Um, to do it together. Like we're going to get on a Zoom call and literally like I'm going to put up a display of like, look, this is what you type in. Type this, save it, open it in your browser. Boom, there it is. Like that's a web page. And then we'll get to, actually uploading it. But if anyone wants to check out Tiny Host, that's a referral link. I think I get $1 or something like that if anyone signs up for a paid plan. You don't have to, but I'm just saying, like, if you sign up for it, they have a free tier, but the thing is, you can only like upload your file 3 times in a day, I think, like that. It's really, yeah, it's pretty limited. But if you're just making a simple thing at home, I mean, on your desktop, and you upload it, maybe, it's fine. The free one's fine. So that's Tiny Host. And then, like I said, like, why am I talking about websites and stuff like with Social Media Escape Club? For me, it's just about having control. Getting away from social media is like, I want to have control. I want to have direct access to the people that like the work I do. I want to have their email address. I want to give people the ability to subscribe to my thing so I can email them. Um, so the same with a website is like, I want to have a place where my website sits that I can always point people to. My website, socialmediaescape.club, has an RSS feed. My There we go. I made stickers. That shows up backwards for me. I don't know if it's backwards for you. I don't think it is, but I made up stickers. That's the domain name of my website, socialmediaescape.club, and that has an RSS feed to it. So you can subscribe to that, and like, my email, because of how email works, might end up in a promotion folder, might end up in a spam folder. Oh no. But an RSS feed is always going to get to you if you use an RSS reader. Look, we all loved Google Reader back in the day, right? I mean, a handful of us that probably used it. RSS still exists. I use it all the time. So, yeah, it's just about control. It's about autonomy. It's about having our stuff, and having control of it. So, welcome, Laurie C. Welcome, Danny's. We're just talking about escaping social media. We're talking about websites. We're talking about RSS feeds. We're talking about rotary phones, back there. We're talking about building websites in 90 minutes together, building websites together. Yeah, it'll be fun stuff. It'll be fun stuff. Just do cool stuff, right? Just do cool stuff. Art by Polly, welcome. We're just talking about escaping social media. If anyone's got questions, concerns, fears, there's a lot of fear involved in getting away from social media. Thank you, Joe. It's an old. It used to be the sticker on the front. It used to be like in like a retirement home or something. And so, yeah, now I have it. It was sold at I got it at like a little auction place up the road. It was like $10. There it is. So, boy, the smartphone thing and the dumb phone thing. Who wants to talk about their screen time? Who I've really been making a concerted effort to keep mine down. I had to delete the Substack and the YouTube app from my phone. I deleted the Substack app from my phone on Valentine's Day, and I've not reinstalled it. I deleted the YouTube app from my phone. I reinstalled it once, and I went down a rabbit hole for like 20 minutes, and I was like, no, 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 no. So I've been able to keep my screen time down to below an hour a day, which feels really good. I might be looking at my computer a little more, but the computer's harder to carry into the kitchen while I'm making coffee, you know what I mean? So, it was just so easy to have the phone and scroll, Substack, And nothing wrong with Substack. There's great stuff on there. I love it. I love all the what everybody's writing and doing and talking about. I love it. The amount of great photography on Substack is amazing. I could look at that all day. But the problem is I could look at it all day. I could reply all day. I could post all day. I could engage all day. And when we do that, we don't leave much room for the work. So I try to concentrate it into stuff like this. I love doing lives. Um, I host 3 calls a week with my members, my social media escape club members. We have calls throughout the week, uh, stuff like that. I love doing that stuff. I love doing the high the like it's like impactful. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, we're here, we're talking, we're like doing the thing, and we're all really awkward because we're all a bunch of weird artists and stuff. But it's fun. So I try to favor that a little more over spending too much time on the Substack app. How so? If anyone wants to put their screen time in the chat, go for it. Joe Huber. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of too much screen time. You can feel it. Yeah. Jeffrey, I'm absolutely a laptop guy, but mostly at my desk. So, I mean, every now and again, I do take my laptop into the kitchen. I'll watch like Empire Strikes Back while I'm making dinner. But oh, that MacBook Neo, heck yeah! Oh my goodness, that thing! I can't believe that thing's just $599. Would be an absolute great device. Yeah, but I mean, I have my laptop. I love carrying around. I have an M3 MacBook Pro. I love it. This is the best computer I've ever bought. I love it. The worst one I ever bought was the 16-inch MacBook Pro, like in 2020 or 2021. Hated that thing. It was big and heavy and not that great. Like, yeah, I didn't like that. That's Tech Talk with Seth. I kind of want to get a Mac Mini just to have like, boom, this is where I work. But I don't know. I just love having a laptop. I love having a laptop. Art by Polly. Yeah, sometimes we don't know our screen time, and you know what? That's fine too. It's so often it's okay to not know all the metrics. I used to be I used to love having an Apple Watch and like keeping track of my sleep and this and that and how many. Now I'm just like, fuck it. I don't I don't want to know all that stuff. I have the screen time like thing on my phone that when I pick it up, I see the screen time right away. That's enough for me. And it's like, okay, I'll put it down. I had the white plastic iBook. Heck yes. Love that white plastic iBook. I remember having that white plastic iBook and then it had Wi-Fi. And I remember going to a Borders bookstore. Man, that must have been 2003 or 4. And like going to a Borders bookstore and like logging into Wi-Fi. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm on the internet on a couch in Borders bookstore. This is amazing. Frenetta, welcome. Welcome. Or maybe some of us might be breaking up with some of us may have broken up with social media today or whatever or not. I am so dusty today. My goodness. It's because I have the window open. There's all this road dust. Art by Polly. Yes, I love seeing the steps on my watch, and that's it. Yeah, totally. I have a Koros like sport running watch, and I have it set up to see the steps and stuff like that. I do enjoy that. I do like that. But I don't have that stuff much in my face as not like I used to. So I used to fill out spreadsheets and yeah, total. And then I'd wonder why 4 months later I'd burn out from that. So yeah, Jeffrey, if you're reading that's not screen time. Come on. I think screen time is the detrimental. Like we lose track of time. We feel worse off afterwards. You know what I mean? Like when it starts to interfere, like I just think of how often, especially like now, since I don't use the phone in the kitchen, like when I'm making coffee or making lunch, Dishes are always done. 'Cause it's like, what am I gonna do? Just stand here? And it's like, I'll do the dishes. Oh, maybe I'll scrub this. Oh, maybe I'll sweep up under the toaster oven. You know what I mean? Like, shit's cleaner now that I'm not looking at the phone. Whereas having the phone before, it was just like, okay, that stuff got pushed off, and so it makes you be a little more aware of your surroundings, I think, like that. But if you're reading, I think, Jeffrey, if you're reading a Kindle, if you're reading a regular book in the kitchen while you're making coffee, that'd be great. I think reading is great. Who's gonna knock reading? Raj is here. Welcome, Raj, the artist, the one and only. I have my cat walking across that you can't see. I'm not really into this, Blue. Hold on. No, you need to get that. This desk is not big enough for a 14-pound cat. It's just not big enough, buddy. No, it's not. Jeffrey, that sounds great. Wow. Supernote sent you a mantra e-ink. I think I've seen those. That's cool. Tablet stuff I'm a little more interested in now. But I think I'd get in trouble with it. Like if I got like I do love the form factor of the iPad mini, but I think I'd just get in trouble with it because I would take it into the kitchen or everything else, and I would just find a way to scroll on it, you know? Kevin Alexander is here. Welcome, Kevin. Seeing Raj and Kevin here. How fun. Familiar faces from the old Substack universe. New OLED iPad mini later. Really? Really? I just love the iPad mini from a few years ago, the one with the square corners before the Apple Intelligence stuff. I had one for a minute. I took it back like a dummy. I wish I would have kept it. I wish I would have kept it. Oh, that's fun. Joe, Kevin. Joe said, Kevin, hi. Last time I chatted with you was when Substack was doing office hours. Hope you're well. That's so cool. Mary Beth Kaplan is here. Good to see Mary Beth again today. Office hours was so great. Office hours was so great. Bring back threads. Bring back Substack threads. It's just fun to be able to chat back and forth like that. Yeah, it was amazing that we could like engage and remember and like strike up conversations back then like that. It wasn't chat. It was this forum. It was a forum. That's so fun. Polly, the office hours was Substack there used to be a format when you made a post, and now they're called articles. But rather than write like a regular post, you could write a thread, and it was made to be like a discussion forum. So it was just a little bit of text at the top, and it was like a big comment section underneath. And so every Thursday, or maybe every other Thursday, Substack would do a thing called office hours, where people that worked on the help team of Substack would answer your questions. And so people would log in there and ask a whole bunch of questions. And I would hang out there, and apparently Kevin and Joe would hang out there as well. And we would strike up conversations. And yeah, that was office hours. This is office hours. except except we're not, I mean, we're chatting, but yeah, yeah. Jeffrey, they're changing everything all the time. Yeah, if you go to your dashboard and you click create new, yeah, it's article now. It's article now. It's not post, it's article. You can make a note, a new chat thread. Yeah. Yep, it's called article now. And you could center text now on your posts. Wow. They had to do that quick to get over the whole Polymarket thing, didn't they? Everyone was up in arms about the Polymarket thing. And then Substack was like, you know what? We're gonna roll out, you can center text now. That was their plan, I think. They played that right. They played us like a fiddle. Jeffrey, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You could you could still call it a post. Who cares what they call it? Who cares? The only thing that matters is when you send a newsletter and your readers read it and they love it. They don't care what it's called. They probably don't even know what a Substack is. So don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. I remember being so active in the Substack office hours that I think, yes, I forget their name, but someone from the Substack team reached out to me and said maybe I should apply to be on the support team. It was a lot of fun. That was a fun email because I would like people would have questions and I would just go to Substack, find the support article, and I would reply to them, be like, "Oh, here's how you do that." And then someone on the Substack support team saw that and was like, "Hey, you should apply to be part of our support team." And then I saw it was Tuesday to Saturday. And I was like, "I don't want that as a job." So, no, thank you. Kevin, you're right. They were hands-on. They were very hands-on. You could actually, you'd hear from people. That was nice back then. Now you don't hear from people. So, yeah. Substack support. Good luck. Good luck. Now I know like Button Down is a smaller company, smaller service, but they're really quick to get back to you on stuff. Joe, you have so much good karma accumulated. I guess so, Joe. Yeah. Jeffrey, no, I don't think they've ever acknowledged that breach that they had. Again, it was it the funny thing with that breach was a select few people I think that were affected got the email that, hey, you were part of the breach. But I remember seeing so many people say, is this real? Because they only saw it in the email. Whereas if the Substack would have put it on their site to acknowledge it, that would have dispelled all doubt. But they didn't do that. That's a bummer. Polly, welcome to Substack. Buckle up. People got opinions. People. I've been on Substack since 2021. I've been writing this newsletter, Social Media Escape Club. Used to be called Heavy Metal Email. I changed the name in 2023 after a conversation with Sarah Fay. Speaking of Sarah Fay, I'm going to be teaching a workshop for Sarah Fay on her channel, on her with her audience. So if you're a paid member with Sarah Fay Writers at Work, April 4th, I'm going to be teaching how to get, I don't remember the exact title, but like how to get your Instagram followers to subscribe to your Substack. And to that, I say, buckle up. We're going to have fun with that one. We're going to have fun with that one. The big fun part of that is realizing the big people that have the huge Instagram followings. I think it's the writer, the Eat, Pray, Love writer, author. I forget her name. Has like 2 million Instagram followers. 2 million. Or no, maybe it was bigger. It was a huge number. Anyway, their subscriber number was only like 200,000. I forget what the exact number was, the exact ratio, but it was just like, yo, whatever the number was, it was like only 20% of their Instagram followers. So like trying to get everybody from Substack from Instagram to come over and like subscribe and give you their email address is very difficult, very hard. So Elizabeth Gilbert, yes. Well, Polly, yes, 200,000 is a lot, but not when you have like 20 million Instagram followers. Elizabeth Gilbert. I wrote a post about this on my blog. Hey everybody, I wrote about this on my blog. Elizabeth Gilbert has 1.2 million followers on Instagram and 203 subscribers on Substack. So if anyone wants to play around with this, I made a little calculator on this blog post. Like if you have this many Instagram followers and this many email subscribers, what's that percentage? Because a lot of people have come here from Instagram and feel like I have 200,000 Instagram followers, so I should have 200,000 email subscribers, and that's not going to happen. So stop it. So I have a bunch of people on here. One person that you might know is Andy Adams, the photographer. He has 53,000 followers on Instagram and 38,000 email subscribers. So that's like 71%. Beth Spencer, Introvert Drawing Club, has almost 40,000 Instagram followers and 27,000 subscribers. Great number, you know? And then Maggie Smith, whom some of you might know, the poet, the New York Times best-selling author, 129,000 Instagram followers, 44,000 email subscribers. Just 34% of all those people. You know what I mean? Like, and then it gets smaller from there. So like Elizabeth Gilbert has 17%. Ben Lippert, cook and best-selling author, has 1.1 million Instagram followers, only 85,000 email subscribers, but that's just like 7.7%. So you can play around with that little calculator that I built on there. Well, I didn't build it. Claude built that code, but yeah, put that into a WordPress post. So yeah, trying to get people to, the way I think about it is you can easily subscribe to 2,000 accounts. You can follow 2,000 accounts on Instagram, no problem. You can do that. You cannot subscribe to 2,000 email newsletters. There's only so many newsletters that a person can subscribe to. And so the idea of getting people, all the people from Instagram to sign up for your thing, people just like being on Instagram. And we have to be okay with that. We all got on Instagram for our own reason. And like, so to drive people off of it is very hard. Very hard. So I know that's a great sell for my workshop that I'll be doing with Sarah Fay. Actually, it's not with Sarah Fay. Sarah Fay won't even be on the call. I'll be hosting the call with Sarah Fay's audience. Holy moly. That'll be terrifying, but fun. So, hey, everybody. I'm reaching the 50-minute mark here. I think we're going to wind down in the next couple minutes. Again, thank you, Mary Beth. Yeah, it'll be a hoot. It'll be a hoot. There'll be no quick fix, but it'll be a hoot. I'm just going to put the link to my Let's Build and Host a Web Page in 90 Minutes Zoom call in the chat again. The cohort for that starts tomorrow. So if you want to be a part of that, if you cannot afford the price tag, let me know. I don't want to turn anyone away. Just get in touch. Just get in touch. I got like 3 or 4 really smart web nerds on there that have been building websites for decades. So they'll be there to like answer questions for you. In addition to me, I know some stuff, but they know a ton of stuff. So that'll be great. Cool, Mary Beth. Yes, that's so cool. It'll be cool to see you in there. Um, I think we have 9 people signed up so far. Mary Beth, I see you in there. Yep. Cool. Cool. Oh, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, we have 9 people in there so far. The Zoom call is not till the 25th, so we should have more people on eventually on the call. But yeah, the cohort starts tomorrow. My first time doing a real cohort, but whatever. It'll be pretty cool. We're doing it on Discourse, not Discord. So it's like old school forum software, but it's not old school, but it's really good. So yeah, yeah, it'll be good stuff. So again, here's the link. Oh, I just put the link. I'm sorry. My bad, everybody. My bad. Or you could just go to my Substack. You can go to my profile, and I have the post pinned on my Substack. You can find it and just to sign up for it. So it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. Well, everybody, I hope you all have a good night. It was fun hanging out and talking about breaking up with social media and talking about websites. It's a gorgeous night here in Northeast Pennsylvania. I'm going to go for a walk. Well, I'm going to feed my cat. It's second dinner time. And yeah, see you around. DM, email, say hi. Have a great night. Bye, everybody.